www.passacanonline.com.
Now let's go to the issue of ethics in public sector. What are ethics? Ethics are basically morals. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I consider right, you may consider it wrong, right? What I consider a norm, you may not see it as a norm. But when we now all come to public sector, if we come to a gathering, it's important that we lay some things out. Because, like I said, some things are acceptable based on my own upbringing, and some things are not acceptable based on upbringing. And those are different from yours, Abi. If we now come together and now say I want to use my own parameters to judge you, I will not be fair to you. Will I be? So it's important that we agree on what we will agree to be the ethics of us coming together. Now, we identify some the officers in public sector. We identify the civil servants. We identify the politicians, the president, all of them. Now, all of them were brought together. Are they of the same levels of morals? We should now not focus on those things that are personal to them, Abi. We focus on some things that we are all generally going to agree that we should all do. And that is what we call ethics. What are good, what are right, and what are wrong. But in this instance, we're talking of what are good and what are right, wrong in public sector. Now, ethics is not legal. Some things are legal, but they're not ethical. Some things are legal, but they are not ethical. Let me give you an example. Let's assume that she's married to me, and I am the head of finance of a government agency. And my wife has always been into, you don't marry me. What do you want to be into? I'm give me something a woman does, not me. Event and decoration, Abi. And she has always been to events and decorations all her life. You know, and my office wants to do 20th anniversary of the resident of my office. And everybody bidded. We put out the criteria for bidding for that job. And you must have tax clearance, you must have been doing it for 20 years, you must have been doing this one. And my wife met all the criteria. And my wife went through the process of bidding, and she won the bid. Will you agree that she won it fair and square? But legally, she won it, Abi. Do you understand? When people want to remove ethics and morals, they will say, who is more qualified? Do you understand? But sometimes, it is not just those legal things that we look at. We also need to review some of the ethics of those things happening. A lot of ethical things in public sector. And because we come together in public sector, we need to agree on how we basically bond in terms of what we consider right, what we consider right, so that we all have a consensus of what we're going to consider right or wrong. Because if we allow it for everyone to determine what is right and what is wrong, it will be undulating, Abi.
For more lecture, visit www.passacanonline.com.